I wanted to talk a few minutes today about how PlanStreet can help organizations focusing on transitional housing and how they can use the software to help speed up their processes and give them more time with their clients. So as always, within PlanStreet, you can utilize the form building tools to create your intake or your application process and make that electronic so that you can either post that to a website for people to fill out and come in as applicants, or individual caseworkers can come in and create cases on their own in either an active or an applicant status. Applicant status is useful, so if you need time to review a person's criteria to make sure that they're eligible for a program, or if you simply you have more than you can handle at the moment and you're having to put people on a wait list, you can leave them. You can go ahead and get their information, but leave them in an applicant status. You can also use the template in our system to create your case board, which is a list of your programs and your activities that you particularly provide for those programs to help you track the service to the individual clients. So we're going to first look over here at a case. So here we have the case of Ava. She's been brought into the system here for transitional housing, and I can sit here and quickly look at her case board, and I can see all the activities that are currently going on. I can see the people that have been assigned to them. I can see the status of those activities, whether it's blue for in progress or gray for a new activity, or if it's green for something that's complete. I can also go in here and see that there's a checklist here, so I can quickly hover over and click on this and see that the admissions has been complete, release of information is done. We still need to provide regulations and get a copy of that ID. I can open that activity card if I want to and dig into it deeper. And I can come in here and see there's been a note posted here. I can come and I can see the things that have already been checked off. So I can read, and if I need to, I can post a comment here and communicate with the caseworker and see what's going on. I can see when they anticipate being done, and a host of other information on here. Other things that can be done at this activity card level, if we want to talk about finances, for example. So let's go in here and say, so for rental assistance, if you're providing financial assistance to people maybe coming out of transitional housing into their first or their next apartment, on their own away from the facility, you can come in and you can track things through grant. So for example, this one right here, we can see that this person is using a grant called New Start, and they've received an amount of $500, and that is for their rental assistance for February. And you can add as many of those cards as you need and continue to track from the grants, and those grants will count down for you so that you can see exactly how much you've spent and where you've spent it. Other things that are useful here are the Documents tab. So any documents that you upload, for example, a copy of an ID, a photo, for example, nutrition information, a PDF that somebody had sent you maybe on previous court cases or other issues that they might have. You can upload all that stuff here through the system. You can organize in folders. I can click on individual pictures and I can share them with other colleagues, or I can change the name on it. I can email a link to it to the client if I need to. I can download it, whatever I need to do there. Same thing with forms. Like I said, in the system you can create forms not only for your application or your referral, but also tracking forms. So like if you're tracking when people are signed in and out of a facility, or if you want to track a survey on how they feel about things at certain levels. For example, here we can see here's a substance abuse survey that they filled out. I come over here and click on this. I can go and view this form. It'll open up for me. I can see all the answers that they put in for that. These forms are all reportable, so I can go in and pull reports based off of individual questions. If I need them to fill out another form, I can come over here and just select the form. It'll open up. I can fill this out for the client and submit it, or if I need to, I can email it to the client and they'll get a link to it, and when they fill it out and save it, it'll come right back in here and save and show you who filled it out and when the submission date was. And then I can also come over here at Client Notes, and I can quickly get a view of all the notes that have been currently put in the case. Currently we only have one activity card that has a note and a comment, But if there were more notes on there, they would all show up in the section, so I can quickly read all the stuff that's been done by all the caseworkers within a specific case. So other things that can be helpful in transitional housing is scheduling meetings with clients, for example. So we can come over to the scheduler here, and we can go and we can set appointments like any shared calendar. I can request that other caseworkers share their calendar with me, or I can even share this with the client themselves so they can see their meeting times and they can get a notification of when their meetings are to help keep them on track and keep them on schedule. Again, we talked about the form building tool. I can come in here and I can build as many forms as I want through drag and drop. All those forms that are built get saved over here in the My Forms section, so I can quickly come over here and take a look at any of the forms that have been created. All the forms that are in My Forms are also available back on the individual case form section for you to attach to the case or fill out for that particular client. Also, there's attendance. So if, for example, you're doing counseling sessions or you have life skill sessions or something that they're required to attend, you can enroll them in a class, and you can track attendance here. So here we can see that we have a life skill session called Job Interview. We have three clients that are enrolled in that, and I can just simply come through here and, if they were present, I can either put a 1 and a 0 for present or absent, or I can actually record how much time in hours and minutes that they were in that particular class. And you can do that for the duration of the class, whether it meets every day, if it meets once a week, whatever that information might be. And all that stuff is exportable out here to either a PDF or Excel if you need that information. And then finally, we talked about the grant. So for example, this is just basically any monetary pool that you're tracking. So if I went in here, like the New Start, for example, was one that they were using, I can come in here and see the clients that have taken advantage of it, what program it was applied to, what the activity within the program was, and how much was dispersed and when it was dispersed. And then this does track down to 0. So if once you reach 0 for a particular amount and there's nothing remaining, it won't allow you to select that one again at the activity level, so you don't have to worry about overspending a monetary pool that's been given. And then when it comes to reporting, we can come over and we have a dashboard here that we can create, and once these reports are created, they're there for you, so you don't have to recreate the wheel every time, but you can adjust date ranges or particular variables that you're wanting to report on. You can do them, like for example, if you're tracking how much of a grant you have left, you can see this gauge right here. If you want to track activities or specific demographics or locations within the city where most of your clients come from, or whatever is relevant for your situation, we have that. And there's also textual reports if you just want to pull information out of the intake or information out of a form and say, how many people answered this question, or whatever it might be. All that stuff is available here for you at a dashboard level, and you can control within the system who all can see these, who can report on them, and things like that. So this is just one example of some of the features that PlanStreet offers to help you focus on transitional housing. The goal is to make everything digital within your database, so it's easy to report on, it's easy to access the information, it's easy for clients to fill out information. It gives your case managers quick visuals so that they can kind of see what the status is of how activities are going, whether they're delayed or on time, if how many, if one particular worker's got too many activities, it helps balance the workload, so you can kind of see those metrics and help focus on those KPIs. So again, I hope that you have found this useful. And again, if you have any questions or you'd like to know more about how PlanStreet can help, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can contact us at support@planstreetinc.com. So again, I appreciate your time. I thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.